Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss another session of complex analysis, that is branch point. In the last session we have seen what is singular point, what is essential singularity, removable singularity, etc. And today what is the branch point of a complex function. Suppose you have a complex function f of z, right? Suppose you are going to represent it in the complex form. It's in the polar form. What is the polar form of a complex number? See, polar form is any complex number you can represent that is in the form polar form, that is either that is z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta, or you may represent this as r e raised to I theta. This all we have discussed in the first session of this complex lecture series, right? Now, so if you represent your complex function in this format, then if you substitute theta tends to theta plus 2 pi. Okay, suppose you have a function, complex function z, then in f of z, its polar representation, if you change theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, then if f of z changes, then f of z with angle theta is not equal to f of z with theta plus 2 pi. Then we can say it is a branch point. Suppose you are replacing theta with theta plus 2 pi, if it is equal, f of z is theta is equal to f of z theta plus 2 pi, then it is not a branch point. If it is not equal, then it is a branch point. Okay. So in the polar representation of a complex function, if theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, then if f of z remains the same, then z is equal to is not a branch point. Okay. Z is equal to a is a branch point only if it changes its value when theta tends to theta plus 2 pi. Okay. So when I do one example, you will get more idea about this, right? This can be understood as the function having a branch point. Suppose you have a branch point is jumping into another level as we go around once instead of repeating the old values. See, here you can see if you give theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, this will jump to another level. Okay, so this is the representation of a branch point. If you repeat the values, it will jump into a different level. For example, if you do suppose a function you have f of z is equal to z minus a whole raised to 1 by 2. Okay, you have a function f of z is equal to z minus a whole raised to 1 by 2. Now z minus a, if I am representing in the polar form, that is z is equal to x plus iy, right? Z is equal to x plus iy minus a, and this together we can write, and it will represent as a new complex number in the polar form, that is r e raised to I theta, right? So if I am substituting this f of z instead of z, if I am representing in polar form z minus a, I can replace as r e raised to I theta whole raised to 1 by 2, right? So this f of r theta, then I can write as this is r raised to 1 by 2 into e raised to I theta by 2, right? E raised to I theta by 2. Now what I am going to do is, I am this value theta I am changing to theta plus 2 pi. Then f of r, this is our first equation, and f of r theta plus 2 pi if I am doing, so I can write this as r raised to 1 by 2 into e raised to I into theta plus 2 pi whole divided by 2, right? So I can simplify this as f of r theta plus 2 pi, that is equal to r raised to 1 by 2 into this, I can write as e raised to I theta by 2 into e raised to I pi, right? E raised to I pi. What is e raised to I pi? E raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta, right? So e raised to I pi is cos pi plus I sin pi, right? So cos pi is minus 1, sin pi is 0. So answer is minus 1. So this I can write as r raised to 1 by 2 e raised to I theta by 2 into a minus sign. Okay, now this I can write as this f of r theta plus 2 pi I can write as minus of r e raised to I theta all divided by 1 by 2. Okay, now look to this. This is our f of r theta, r e raised to I theta all raised to 1 by 2. That is our f of r theta. Then f of r theta plus 2 pi. This I can write as minus of f of r theta. Okay, so this not equal, right? F of now I can say f of r theta plus 2 pi not equal to f of r theta. So this is a branch point. This is a branch point. So we can check theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, then the function will be equal or not. Okay, so this is a branch point. So we can say in case z is equal to a is a branch point of the function f of z is equal to z minus a whole raised to 1 by 2. Okay, now we have an example question here. Determine whether the singular point of the function f of z is equal to z raised to 1 by 2 is a branch point or not. Okay, again I can write this as f of z is equal to z raised to 1 by 2. Z I am writing as r e raised to I theta. Yes, r e raised to I theta all raised to so z I am representing in polar form, that is e raised to I theta all raised to 1 by 2. Now theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, so I can write f of z is equal to this r into e raised to I theta plus 2 pi all raised to 1 by 2. That is r raised to 1 by 2 into e raised to I theta by 2 into e raised to 2 pi by 2, that is 2 cancel, e raised to I pi. E raised to I pi I can write as that is minus 1. So minus into the remaining term I can write as r e raised to I theta all raised to 1 by 2, and this is our f of z, right? This r e raised to I theta all raised to 1 by 2 is our f of z, so minus f of z. So this is a branch point because these are not equal. Minus f of z we got. If you get f of z itself by transferring theta to theta plus 2 pi, then it is a branch point. Then it is not a branch point. Okay, so this is a branch point because it is not equal. Okay, now another question is f of z is equal to log z, right? So this I can write as log z I can replace in polar form with r e raised to I theta. So this I can write using logarithm properties. Log ab is equal to log a plus log b, right? Let me write it. So I can write this as log r plus log e raised to I theta. Now log r plus this log x raised to n is n log x, that is I theta log e. Log e is 1, so I can write this as plus I theta. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to change theta to theta plus 2 pi. So this is our f of z, right? So f of z I am going to change as log r plus this theta I am replacing with theta plus 2 pi, right? So this is log r plus I can multiply this to the bracket, that is I theta plus 2 pi I. Okay, so this I can write as f of z plus 2 pi I. That means this part I can give as f of z because f of z is this log r plus I theta is our f of z. So I am replacing this here. So f of theta plus 2 pi, f of theta plus 2 pi. Okay, I got f of theta plus 2 pi, f of theta plus 2 pi, that is not equal to f of theta, right? There is a increasing of 2 pi I here. So this is a branch point. As not equal, it is a branch point, right? Now another function, another question is a function z by sin pi z square of a complex variable z has symbol pole. So what is the nature of this pole? Okay, so what I am doing is I can write f of z as z into sin pi z square, right? So this pi z square is the angle of this sine, right? So if I write this as pi z square sin pi z square by pi z square, right? So we can do this as when this value become uh, this become blows up. To find out, we need not check the limit, we can go like this. See, a function, so our function is, let me write this, f of z is equal to z by sin pi z square. Now we know this is not analytic. At a point pi z square is equal to this value become the sin pi z square is equal to 0. At that point the function is invalid, and that correspond to a finite pole. Okay, that is sin pi z square, I can write as sin pi z square is equal to 0. That correspond to pi z square. What is the principal solution? That is n pi, right? Or plus or minus n pi, that is the principal solution. Okay, now I can write z as pi pi cancel, so I can write this as, from it I can write z as, so root n, right? Root plus or minus root n I can write, or I can write z is equal to plus or minus I root n. Okay, these all are the possible values here. Okay, so I can say this is the pole of order 2, right? See, pole of order 2, it is a pole of order 2. Okay, so I can have the option here. We have two poles here, one is plus or minus root n, other is plus or minus I root n, right? So I can say this is a pole of order 2 here, and also that's values are also given. So a simple pole at 0 and pole of order 2, a simple pole at 0, yes. So we can take n is equal to 0 also here, right? If n is equal to 0, there is a value. Okay, suppose n is equal to 0, at that time sin pi z square is equal to 0 when this pi z square is equal to n pi, or n is equal to 0 also. Sin 0 is 0, so n is equal to 0 is a single pole, and plus or minus here we have a double pole. Okay, and here also we have a double pole, right? So is of order 2 at, this is a pole order 2 at plus or minus root n and plus or minus I root n. So this is a double pole, and this also a double pole. Okay, so correct option is B, right? Now let us go to another question. Determine whether the singular points are branch points. F of z is equal to z square, f of z is equal to root z square minus 1. Again, f of z is equal to z square. Z I can write as r e raised to I theta in polar form. So this is r e raised to I theta whole square, that is r square e raised to I 2 theta. Now what I am going to do is I am changing this theta to theta plus 2 pi. So then r square into I2 2i into theta tends to theta plus 2 pi, that is r square I can split into e raised to 2i theta into e raised to 4i pi, right? That is r square e raised to I2 theta. What is the value of this? Okay, e raised to 4 pi, e raised to I 4 pi is, that is cos theta plus cos 4 pi plus I sin 4 pi. Okay, this is 1 and this is 0. Okay, so this answer is 1. Okay, this part is 1, right? So we have only r square e raised to 2i theta, that is r e raised to I theta whole square is equal to f of z. So it is not a branch point. Okay, it is not a branch point. If it is not equal to f of z, then we can say it is a branch point, right? And similarly we can check this also, the second question, right? The second question says f of z is equal to root z square minus 1, and this I can write as root z minus 1 into root z plus 1. Now what I am going to do is z minus I1 that I am going to write as r1 e raised to I theta 1, z plus 1 that is another complex number, that is r2 e raised to I2 theta, that is I theta 2, all raised to this root I am representing as 1 by 2, right? Now this is our new f of z. Okay, in polar form, right? This is the new polar form f of z. Now here we can change theta 1 to theta 1 plus 2 pi, theta 2 to theta 2 plus 2 pi. Then what result we will get, that we are going to check. Okay, so by this we can see r1 e raised to I theta 1 plus 2 pi, r2 e raised to I theta 2 plus 2 pi all raised to 1 by 2. That is here r1 e raised to I theta 1 into e raised to 2 I pi. Okay, I am this is splitting into I theta 1 plus e raised to I 2 I pi. Here also I am doing the same, and all raised to 1 by 2. Now I am giving this fraction to all, this power to all, r1 raised to 1 by 2 e raised to I theta 1 by 2, and when I am taking this 1 by 2, this become e raised to I pi, and r2 raised to 1 by 2 and e raised to I theta 2 by 2 e raised to I pi. Here you can see this e raised to I pi. E raised to I pi value is, e raised to I pi is cos pi plus I sin pi. This part is 0 and this part is minus 1. So here we have minus 1 and here also we have minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1, that is positive. So here I can write this as r1 e raised to I theta 1 all raised to 1 by 2. Here it is r2 e raised to I theta 2 all raised to 1 by 2. So together I can write this as r1 e raised to I theta 1 into r2 e raised to I theta 2 all raised to 1 by 2, right? Okay, so this is equivalent to our f of z. Okay, so it is a this is equal, then it is not a branch point, right? If it is not equal, so z is equal to plus or minus 1, that our branch point is given, it is not a branch point here. Okay, it is not a branch point. It is equal, then it is not a branch point, right? Here we got the result as equal. Okay, so sorry for them.